Yo guys, what is going on? Blossom is back and welcome back to another episode of Standout Drives. Now before we begin today, happy November 11th, 11/11. Make a wish down in the comments below. Let me know what your comments are going to be. My wish is going to be Deutschland, baby! World Cup is in like, what, less than 2 weeks from now? Let's get Thomas Muller to the top scorer list and let's have Germany win the World Cup. I know some people are going to disagree with me, but hey, you know what? I have some insider information, which is definitely not true at all, but I heard that one of the countries featured in the next update is going to win the World Cup. Get it? Because Italy's not in it! Okay, anyway guys, sorry about that. If you're Italian and you're watching, I am very sorry, but anyway, at least you won the Euros. Today I want to go through every single PL16 car that has been released across YouTube from different creators, including myself. So we're gonna go from commons all the way to legendaries. We're gonna look at everything that's been released so far in one simple place, okay? So let us begin with the commons. These are most of the commons that have been released. Now I do want to say I will shout out the creators at the end of the video, obviously, because you know they had the chance to show these cars as well. So if you want to go check them out, they'll be at the end of the video as well. But these are all the commons that came out. What are the standouts? Oh yeah, I also want to show you that there's going to be like a standout slide at the end of this. So are the cars that really stand out. I tell you what though, I did accidentally put 2 Fiat Seicento Sportings, but that's because it's good. It's a good car. I don't mind. It looks like it's going to be medium ground clearance. It looks like it's going to be light. It handles really well. 74 handling stock. That's going to be 80 plus when you max it out. I don't have it on the top of my head what 74. I think it's going to end up being like 82 maybe. But you know what? For an RQ13, that's really good. That's really good. I'm also looking forward to the Audi Coupe GT. Yes, I'm actually looking forward to an Audi. It actually looks like it handles pretty well as well. It looks like a pretty decent RQ19 with a low 0 to 60. It's gonna get over 80 handling and a sub 10 second 0 to 60, which is impressive actually for a common. So looking forward to those. I know for a fact that this Alfa Romeo Giulia is gonna be like Sauber's like love child. Like I know he absolutely loves that car, and I think it's more than just a 69 handling. So those are really all the comments. You can pause the video if you want, but I'm gonna move on to uncommon. So these are some of the uncommons that we've seen so far. I think I am missing a couple, but yeah, because those are rares. I think I am missing a couple, but I mean it's uncommons. The main thing is I have every ultra rare, epic, and a legendary. But here are some of the uncommons that came out. So the Fiat, I mean 4-wheel drive off-road tires would make me think, oh, this might be a pretty decent car. But honestly, like the 0 to 60 is garbage. The handling isn't very good, and I think it's gonna be a very heavy car. So it'll be pretty interesting to see how far this Fiat is actually going to go. The real standout for me out of all the uncommons over here, without a doubt, is going to be the Alfa Romeo 155, dude. 78 handling, we maxed it out. It's going to be 86 handling with a low 0 to 60, sub 8 seconds for an uncommon. But really the main thing about it is that saloon tag and that 86 handling. That is going to be a really good RQ29. I'm really looking forward to this as a, not uncommon, but as a saloon collector. And that's a really nice picture. It's a really cool car. It handles really well. Definitely, I can tell you right now, I'm going to be collecting at least 2 and maxing both of them out. The Fiat, this was in my video, looked pretty interesting. It was light. I mean, it should be very light. We don't know the actual weight, but it should be very, very light. Handles pretty well, slick tires. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes. But this is everything that we've seen so far. Outside of the Alfa 155, the other 2 RQ29s and the Fiats, they don't look very interesting to me, to be honest. I'm a handling forward kind of guy, and I'll take 78 over 73 and 72 any day of the week. But these are all the uncommons that we've seen so far. I gotta say, another one over here is pretty interesting, is the Alpha 33. It looks like it has medium ground clearance. It should have medium ground clearance, and it handles really well as well. So I'm looking forward to see how those 2 cars stand out, if they do stand out. All right, rares. Now on the top with the bigger pictures, I'm really biased over here. I like these 3 cars, so we're gonna see more of that. Also, I just realized I should turn off my camera so you can see more of the cars. So let me do that real quick. There we go. Now we can absolutely see everything. So yeah, I got the 3 cars in the top, which are the ones that I think have a lot of potential. I mean, not a lot of potential, I just like them. The BMW 3 Series, for example. A, that is a wonderful picture. B, that is a wonderful car. And C, that's all I have to say about it. I mean, the handling actually is kind of bad. 74, once again, I think it ends up being like 82, 83, something like that. 0 to 60 is low for the 3 Series though, 6.80 seconds, which is pretty nice. The Fiat Stillo looks pretty good as well. Medium ground clearance clearance, most likely good handling. The Alpha as well, decent handling, 89 handling is going to be a saloon. Looking forward to that. But the best handling out of this is actually the RQ32 Lancia Fulvia down here. 82 handling, that's going to be 91 handling for an RQ32 car. So I'm really looking forward to that. Same thing for the Alfa Romeo RZ at RQ36. That's going to be 90 handling for an RQ36. But I'm really more excited for the Lancia Fulvia. It looks like it's going to be very light. It looks like it handles very well. Definitely a car that I'm probably going to be using quite a bit. And then we have the four-wheel drive standard tires, Audi 80. Only reason why I'm kind of excited for that is because it's four-wheel drive standard and medium ground clearance. We'll really see how it performs when, you know, the update actually comes out. Just want to let you know, I don't know when the update is going to come out yet, but we do have a confirmation that PL16 is going to bring 289 cars, which is really big for an update only coming out only 3 months after the biggest update that we had in terms of, you know, how many cars we're bringing to the game. So yeah, we're having about 600 cars in the span of 6 months, guys. It's a good time to play top drives. Super rares are next. So these are all the super rares that we have seen so far. I gotta say, to be completely honest, I am not looking forward to a lot of the Alfa Romeos. Some of you guys might disagree with me, but I think the Alfa Romeos are kind of ugly. I mean, you look at the Alfa Romeo Dardo over here. I mean, I don't know. When I was young and I watched Top Gear, the one thing that I always disagreed with Jeremy Clarkson is that Jeremy Clarkson always said, oh, Alphas are, you know, these flamboyant Italian cars that, you know, are really well designed and really extravagant to look like. I don't know, man. The Alfa Romeo Dardo, once again, it looks like something that I cannot say on YouTube because I'll get cancelled, but like I don't like how it looks, okay? I don't like how the 147 looks. I don't even like how the Mito Quadrifoglio Verde looks. But I do like how the Alfa Romeo 164 looks. But then again, you know, I like saloons. I think almost any saloon I will fall in love with. I just like the lengthy looks. I don't know. Another mistake. I have two Audi S8 D2s in here. So yeah, don't worry about that. Got two of these Audis. Once again, man, I don't know why, but the Audi looks like a flounder. Like, I don't know, it looks like a really flat car. Like, am I wrong? It looks like it's just really, really flat for a saloon. But yeah, nothing too special about the Audi. The cars that I'm most excited about, most likely, are going to be the two Alphas at the top, the P33 as well as the 33/2 Coupe Speciale. I think these two cars are going to be very light. They both probably have the concept tag, and they both probably have really good MRA. I would think so, because their 0 to 60s are pretty weak, to be honest. And really, I think the RQ48 is going to be better than the RQ49 just because it handles better. 79, that's going to be about 80, 87 handling at 969, 88 handling at 699, so it really depends where you want to go with it, so that's not bad. The Alfa Romeo P33 also looks pretty good. I mean, they're just good looking cars, so I'm excited for that. The MRA is yet to be determined. The BMW iX3 is a really nice picture, has a low 0 to 60 for an SUV, but then again, we need to remember that the handling isn't very good, and it's also rear wheel drive, not four wheel drive, so that's a cause for concern. And the Alpha at the bottom, the RQ48, I mean, it looks pretty good, to be fair. You're gonna get 90 handling and four wheel drive for a Super Air, which is not too bad. I think it'll be a decent rival to the Subarus. Then we move on to the Ultra Airs. Ultra Airs, they're gonna be two different pages. So the first page is this one that you see over here. Once again, the Porsche Panamericana as well as the Mini John Cooper Works. I've already reviewed those. But the other interesting cars here, I mean, there's going to be a lot of BMWs. It looks like there's going to be a lot of BMWs and a lot of new estates. I do like estates, so hopefully this update will bring some life to the estate tag, because right now the estate tag is still pretty dead. A lot of standard tire cars as well. Yeah, the 520D definitely is going to be more enticing because it's four-wheel drive and standard tires. But I gotta say, the BMW 320D Touring actually looks pretty good. Although it's a rear-wheel drive standard tire car, which is one of the most useless niches in the game, it has a very low 0 to 60 for an RQ50, and it has the same handling as the X-Drive Touring, and it's RQ50. I think it's going to be alright, to be honest. I think it's going to be one of the better RQ50s, although it has that useless, you know, rear-wheel drive standard tire niche. I think it'll still be a pretty decent Ultra Air, so I'm looking forward to this one. You know, the Alfa Romeo 159 four-wheel drive, probably medium ground clearance, 80 handling, 89 when you max it out, not bad. And the Alfa Romeo GTV Cup, I mean, this thing looks pretty good. For RQ51, you are getting 97 handling. I really want to see how this is going to rival with the Dodge Circuit EV as well as the Lotus 135. I still think that the Circuit EV is going to be better than the Alpha, even though the Alpha is better in handling by like 4 handling counts. The EV is just lighter. The Lotus is also going to be way lighter than the Alpha, but it will be interesting to see how well the Alpha does. Definitely the Lotus and the EV are going to be better than the Lancia on like slalom and maybe even G-force and car park. But twisty road, twisty circuit, that's going to be pretty, you know what, twisty circuit, I think with that 0 to 60, the EV is going to be better. But twisty road will be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how well that Alpha GTV is going to be. Next up, talking about Alphas worth looking at, we have 100 handling ultra rares now. That's a thing now. It's actually crazy. This was 100 handling was something that only legendaries and super high-end epics used to hold, a title to. And then in PL15, then we saw lower RQ epics starting to get that 100 handling mark. And now the Gioletta. I mean, it's crazy, dude. Over 100 handling for an ultra rare now. I guess over 100 handling isn't that much of a big deal anymore because we have cars in the game capable of hitting 108, 110, 111. So, the new 100 is 111 and 100 is not that much anymore. I guess that's really how it's gonna go in my opinion. Lancia Hyena, for some reason actually looks like a hyena. I don't know why. But yeah, 4-wheel drive and it's gonna have 90 handling, probably medium ground clearance. Looks like a decent car. The guy driving it also has a suit on, I think, which is interesting. The Porsche Boxsters, I mean, honestly, they don't look like they're gonna stand out. They're actually just like the low ground clearance performance tire version of Subarus. I mean, they literally look like they are the same. The only difference between these two cars are the top speed, or not is, because there's only one thing. Same 0 to 60, same handling, same drivetrain, same tires, same name. I guess the only difference is, the year and the top speed by 3 miles per hour, no less. So that's gonna be pretty interesting. And then we have this high RQ Audi that I didn't talk about. 80 handling, it's not good enough. Gotta say though, the RQ 58 with 74 handling, now that looks a little better. And then we talk about the epics. Now the epics at the bottom with all the Audis, and I gotta say, man, they all kind of look the same. I gotta say, I was talking to Android about it. I felt so bad for him because like I feel like his pack did him dirty a little bit with those 2 epic Audis. I mean, come on, man. Android is one of the biggest Top Drives YouTubers, and the 2 epics that he got to showcase were 2 crappy Audis, where the only difference between them was 1 handling. I mean, that was rough. But yeah, I gotta say, man, Yellowfin had a really good epic to showcase in that Porsche RSR. Pretty interesting that it has slick tires though, because if you look at images of this car online, the tires actually have threads on them. So they're not actually slick tires, but yeah, that looks really good, man. That's gonna be like 3.102, I think, when you max it out. Gonna look really good. But that picture, it's just absolutely beautiful, dude. And of course, I had the privilege of showcasing the 911 GT3 3.6. I'm really happy with that. It's almost like Hutch knows that I love Friday headlights, so they gave that to me to showcase. 98 handling as well for an RQ69. I mean, everything about the GT3 I just love. It handles well. I love cars that handle. It's a Friday headlight. It's a 996 generation, and it's RQ69. I definitely want to have that. But yeah, man, I put all the Audis at the bottom. You want to look at them if you want. Nothing too special about them. Very mediocre stuff. I gotta say though, that's a pretty good looking RQ65 in the Alpha. RQ65 only with 94 handling, a low 0 to 60, and you bet your ass it's gonna be a lightweight car. And then we move on to the rest of the epics, all of the BMWs that we were given to see. As you can see, a lot of standard tires, a lot of 4-wheel drives. This is probably gonna switch up that German standard tire meta a little bit. Right now, the German standard tire meta is owned by Volkswagens because they handle very well. And to be honest, none of these BMWs actually beat the Volkswagen anyway. The Volkswagen CC has 79 handling stock. None of these BMWs are gonna beat the Volkswagen, so I think the Volkswagen is still gonna be the better car in most regards. But I gotta say, the BMW 740 LD actually looks pretty good. I mean, look at this direct comparison. I put these 2 cars next to each other for a reason, right? The 530D and the 740D. Both of these are 76 in RQ. Both of these are 76 in handling, but one is 5.3 and one is 4.9. Now I understand that the BMW 740 is going to be a lot more heavier, but You know, I still think it's going to be the better car, honestly. Just don't put it on a slalom, don't put it on a car park, and it's going to be the better car compared to the 530D, in my opinion. It doesn't matter, though, because I would rather have the 530D, because it handles better. It's the best handling one there. But yeah, these are all of the BMWs. I've already talked about the iX-M60 in my video, the last video that I uploaded, so if you want to know more about that, you can go check out the PL16 review, which you probably have already, because it got about 3,000 views in 24 hours. Thanks for the support, by the way. Legendaries are next. So, for the Legendaries, we have all the Porsches over here, and you know me, I'm a Porsche guy. I love my Porsches. That 911 GT3 Cup looking spicy, 3.095. None of these cars are actually better than Müller. Right now, as we can see, Müller and the 935 are still the top two with the best handling in the lowest 0 to 60s. Also, it'll be interesting to see. We don't know anything about this yet. If PL16 is going to bring any RQ changes, as well as any stat changes. That might change the game a little bit as well. Also, really excited to see the Porsche 718 Cayman getting into the game. I'm actually really surprised that this is not going to be a prize car. I'm assuming that it's not going to be a prize car because it's a car that is shown from, you know, a pack that someone has opened. It'll be pretty interesting to see if they actually showed prize cars in those packs, but yeah, I mean, honestly, I would think that the 718 Cayman GT4 should be a prize car. But if it isn't a prize car, then honestly, that is a really good looking RQ84. I mean, look, compare the 718 to the GT3 Cup, right? There's a 6 RQ difference here, but only 3 handling in 0.2 seconds. I mean, honestly, that's really generous. The 718 Cayman looks like a really, really good car. And the picture on the 911 GT3 is to die for. Like, honestly, that is a sexy picture. Only 1 handling more though to the 718, and I do believe that the 718 is also lighter and more nimble. The Cayman is gonna be a really good car. I think it's gonna be a really good car. All right, moving on. We have more legendaries over here. We have 2 BMWs, 1 Alpha, 2 Paganis. Yeah, man, the Roadsters, the Paganis, they look really good. The tricolor, I mean, that picture is insane. It's really good. 2.70 to 60, 94 handling is gonna be the tied highest handling legendary with performance tires with obviously Hollywood, my Viper ACR sitting at 94. Hollywood, this Pagani, and I do believe 4 performance tire rear-wheel drive cars that are not prize cars, if the Huayra is not a prize car. That and I think one of the Gumperts are the only performance tire rear-wheel drive cars with 94 handling stock, 104 if you max it out. Zonda Roadster F looks really good. We talked about that in my video as well, but the main thing that I want to talk about here is this BMW M3 competition. I mean, this was a car that I talked about in yesterday's video that I really wanted to see in the game, and that picture, I mean, it honestly looks so similar to the DBS Superleggera. The angle, the color, the crop. Honestly, I really want the Superleggera. It's my most wanted legendary, but yeah, that might change. The BMW M3 might be my most wanted. I know a lot of people don't like the grille in that car, but I am an exception. I love the grille in that car. MA competition as well. I mean, I wouldn't say it looks pretty good, but it's a high RQ legendary nonetheless. Gotta say though, 100 handling on that RQ80 Alfa Romeo might be pretty nice, to be fair. But then again, 4-wheel drive slick tires, kinda useless, not gonna lie. And honestly, if I was going to pick a 100 handling RQ80, I would go with the Viper SRT10. We don't need to talk about the Audi. Okay, anyway, these are the cars that stand out to me. So out of everything that we've seen, these are the cars that stand out to me. Now, honestly, I'm very biased towards the BMW M3. The only reason why the BMW M3 is over there is because I love it. But everything else actually looks like it's going to be pretty good. So we talked about the Alpha, right? That handling. Talked about this Alpha GTV on the handling. The Lancia as well on the handling. The Alpha as well on the handling. Yeah, but all these cars look really good. But on top of that, the Lancia looks like it's a really lightweight car as well. So that's going to be pretty cool. And like I said, I think the 718 Cayman is going to be a really good car. For RQ84, low 0 to 60, high top speed, really low handling, really good handling, sorry. Yeah, all of these cars are the standouts to me, in my opinion. But anyway, guys, that's every PL16 car that has been teased so far. Shout outs to Android Fanatic. He was the one that gave out those epic Audis. X Automotive Gaming, or Cyanix, he was the one that showcased the 718, Yellowfin that showed out the RSR, and Beamer Lover. Now Beamer Lover didn't really have a video, but he introduced me to someone that had a video of the BMW, so I'm gonna give him a shout out anyway. But anyway, guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. These are all the cars, man. I'm just really looking forward for the update. I'm really just mainly looking forward for that M3, M3, M4, and God, if the M3 estate is in this update, I am going to try and get like all of them. I don't know, man. I do love these BMWs, and I'm not even a massive BMW fan like Oliver or Birdie, but yeah, dude, this generation. See, I'm not even that big of a BMW fan. Well, I don't even know what generation this is. I think it's like F whatever it is, F something, F30, F36. I don't know really. I just know that I love this generation. But anyway, guys, hope you guys have a great day. Remember to stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my body.